My ultimate vegetarian lasagna. First of all, I'd like to apologise to all of my Italian friends because this lasagna is probably supremely inauthentic, but it is the way that I do it at home, so I would like to share that with you. You can have it with any sides that you want. I like mine with roast potatoes because who doesn't love a bit of carb on carb action? Sprouts, because sprouts are the one, and if you disagree, then I'm sorry, we just can't be friends anymore. The filling is made up of a ton of roasted vegetables, including aubergines, courgette, tomatoes, onions, and then I add in some soy mince in there for protein and bulk, and then I make myself a luxuriously velvety mascarpone sauce, and all of that gets layered up, and I add a topping on top of the lasagna as well, with some chilies and onions, and that kind of gives it like that desi touch that me and my family love anyway. And then the whole thing gets baked in the oven until it's gloriously bubbly and crispy all over, and it is so delicious. Now take a breath. What you're about to see is my ultimate lasagna recipe.
Tap the link in the description box for a full list of ingredients you need to make this recipe. Preheat your oven to 200 degrees Celsius, that's 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's start by roasting up our vegetables. I'm cutting a courgette into half moons. Next up, some roughly chopped red onions. Some peppers, I'm using both red and yellow. Cherry tomatoes. Aubergine, which I like to cut into rough chunks. I like to leave the aubergine till the end to prevent the flesh from discolouring. Try to keep the veggies all about the same size so that they all cook at the same time. Finally, lots of garlic, which I like to keep in the skin. This will just prevent the garlic from burning. Finally, add some extra virgin olive oil and salt to season. Give everything a good mix up and roast in the oven for 40 minutes. To make the tomato sauce, add extra virgin olive oil to a large pan. Throw in some chili flakes, dried oregano. Nonnas, look away now, I'm about to add some garam masala. Saute for about 10 seconds. Add in some soy mince and cook for about 5 or 6 minutes until it's very lightly browned in places. I'm using the dried and reconstituted type of soy mince today, but you can also use frozen. This gives our lasagna plenty of bulk and lots of protein. Some salt. Now add good quality tomato passata, which are just sieved tomatoes, and water. Stir this well and bring to a simmer. Throw in some torn basil leaves and cover the pan with the lid. Simmer the sauce on a medium-low heat for around 25 minutes. To make the white sauce, add butter to a pan. Once the butter begins to foam, add flour and stir well. Cook the flour over a low heat for about a minute, but don't let it brown. Once you have this blonde coloured roux, switch the heat off. Whisking all the time, add full fat milk. Once the mixture is free from lumps, switch the heat back onto a medium and add the mascarpone. Now whisk this well until completely smooth. Season with salt. Continue to cook the sauce, stirring all the time until it's thickened. Make sure you don't let the sauce catch on the bottom of the pan. It's ready when the sauce coats the back of a spoon. Switch the heat off and set the sauce aside. Now let's finish off this tomato sauce. Once your veggies have roasted up, allow them to cool slightly. Slip the garlic cloves out of their skins and add them back into the tray. Now roughly mash the vegetables. I'm using a potato masher for this. Mashing the vegetables like this will give us tons of flavour and a more uniform sauce. Add the mashed veggies to the tomato sauce and stir it well. Taste it to check the seasoning and then set aside. To build the lasagna, add a small amount of the tomato sauce to the bottom of a deep dish. Spread it out. Add your first layer of lasagna sheets. Now top it with another layer of the sauce. Some torn mozzarella. Now for some more lasagna sheets. Try to alternate the direction of the pasta layers so that the finished lasagna has a good structure. Now add your first layer of mascarpone sauce. The final layer should be the white sauce. In total, I got 8 layers of pasta and used 24 lasagna sheets. To finish, top your lasagna with grated cheddar. For a desi touch, some sliced red onions and chilies. Some more mozzarella. And a final drizzle of extra virgin olive oil. This will make sure that the top becomes beautifully golden brown. Bake the lasagna in a preheated oven at 200 degrees Celsius, that's 400 degrees Fahrenheit, for 25 minutes. After this, turn the heat down to 160 degrees and continue to bake for a further 25 to 30 minutes. Now, here comes the hard part. Allow the lasagna to stand for 20 minutes before serving. This will give the pasta time to become one with the sauce so that it doesn't turn to slop when you try to slice it. Don't worry, it will still be incredibly hot inside after this time. I think the hardest part is the waiting.
Yeah, that is the hardest part.
How big a piece do you want?
Big.
Same.